What's going on? Let's see what this baby looks like.
Hey, Dennis.
Yo, brother, what's up, man?
I'm good, brother. Yourself?
I'm friggin' fantastic, man. What's been going on?
Not much, man. Just living the dream.
Love that. How's life down in Florida? Treating you all nice and warm?
It is. It's not bad. It really is it's like crisp in the mornings, but then by the afternoon you're in a t-shirt, so it's nice. It really is. So
I'll take that. We had our first like actual snowstorm the other day, so it is what it is.
wow.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, I think Rob's had like 50 inches or something this year.
Oh my goodness.
Sucks for you.
Well, y'all get to do all that fun stuff like skiing and things. Snow skiing, snowboarding, and all that shit.
Yeah, we could. It's just, I'd rather travel for it than live in it.
Yeah, amen to that, brother. I totally get it. You want to give Rob a call and get him on your way, and then I'll give Kyle a call and get him on my way.
Yeah, so Rob's coming on this too?
Yeah, I think so.
Perfect.
I believe he plans to. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I'm Adam in.
I'll go ahead and put you on hold and try to get Kyle on.
Okay. Do you want to give me a quick rundown before I go ahead and do?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's so the basis of this whole thing is called the RO. Was it the RO Ranch? I've got my assistant here with me too. So basically, there's about 1,200 acres over there. That's kind of split in half. So they've got 665 on one, and 7 something on the other.
Okay.
The 7 something is just timberland, but it's also it's a little bit more wet, but it is timberland, and they do actually harvest that timber.
Okay.
So, but and then on the other side though is where they had intended to create kind of this equestrian getaway, campground, trails, just all kind of stuff. So they have a very large, it's huge, welcome center / lodge.
Okay.
That could be converted into, let's say you wanted to go we're going to make a hunting camp. There's 1,200 acres out there.
Sure.
The lodge could be like the center area where everybody meets. You could have the guy out there cooking brisket every day, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And then there's 32 RV spots with electric, sewage, pads, the whole deal. 32 of them. There's another 30 permits. There's permits for 30 more.
Okay.
And then there's also a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house on 30 acres near there. That's all part of it. That is absolutely gorgeous. It's if you had a caretaker or whoever ran the camp could live there and whatnot.
Sure.
Yeah.
So,
hey.
This is Mandy. How are you?
Fantastic. How about yourself?
I'm pretty good. The setting here is very reminiscent of, even though it's in Florida, it's very reminiscent of a North Carolina chalet and lodge.
Okay.
So the 3-2 had been rented out as an Airbnb within the park.
Okay.
And it was fully booked. Now it is on its own parcel, so it is separate. So in the event that you ever wanted to sell just that 33 acres in the home, you could probably recoup over $500,000 just on that small parcel alone.
Okay.
It's in really good condition. We've actually been inside of both of the structures on the property, and it's in really good condition. It's fenced. It's off the beaten path. It's perfect for an equestrian who wants a beautiful farmhouse.
Okay.
So as far as recouping funds, if you wanted to work on the touristy side of it, that would all day easily.
Okay, perfect.
The RV side was set for RV campers. At one point, each of the RV had like stall for your horse.
Okay.
I'm in the equestrian world, so I get a viewpoint that most realtors don't see what my fellow equestrians are wanting. And people in Florida are dying for a place that is strictly, because we find campgrounds that allow horses, but none that strictly allow horses.
Okay.
So the equestrians are constantly fighting just your random Joe Schmo for a place to go camp and ride, do their obstacle courses, and just hang out with other equestrians. And they pay money for it.
Okay, I like
we're not
that.
talking, they're bringing in, pardon my language, they're not bringing in shitty grandma's RV that they were left on. They're bringing in $1 million plus RVs.
Yeah.
Plus their horse trailers, plus their nice horses.
Yeah. Yeah, horses
And
probably
they're
run
paying for it.
$500,000 just for a horse too.
Right. And now the people who had owned this previously, they are the owners of a large equestrian facility out in Ocala.
Okay.
This place previously had business.
Yeah.
It was just, I'm sure Preston installed too, just a discrepancy between the owners. The owners cut their own spike their face on it. So it was getting business. People have written Google reviews and Yelp reviews, and they're like, when are you going to be back open? We miss you. Whatever
Really?
happened to this place? We can't believe it shut down. We loved it here. So it's definitely got a lot of potential. And because you're so close to probably 20 different natural springs, you've got the too.
Or
Okay.
no, you cut that joker up and turn it into a subdivision with a really cool central home, central lot.
Well, the way it's zoned, you could actually turn all of the viable acreage into, I think it's what, you can do 40 acres, 140 acre lots in equestrian subdivision.
Yeah, so 140 acre lots. It could be 40 acre lots.
Wow.
And yeah, it would be crazy. And so because we did the math the other day on like what's viable, what's not, because some of it's too wet to build, that would just be your timberland, but then you just keep harvesting timber. But on the viable, you could turn it into, it was 40 acre lots.
So it's zoned as one. Now it's still Lafayette. Lafayette County Agricultural One is 40 acres per dwelling.
Okay.
So it could become an exclusive equestrian community with trails and everything like that. There's a community like that in Lake City. If you ever look it up, it's Oaks Equestrian. And those lots, those 1 acre lots, just to have like a barn in the center of their community, I mean, they're paying $500,000 for 1 acre lots.
Wow. Now there's enough draw for this in this area. It's a pretty quiet area, right?
So it is very, we're talking Mayberry, home, off the beaten path. Pretty, it's relatively undeveloped out there.
Right.
It's a very small Florida town, but you are in this area here is very cow and horse centric.
Sure.
Very agriculturally minded. But there is a market with the influx of the Yankees that we have now, the Miami people coming up.
Yeah.
The thing is, maybe the downside, which isn't really a downside, is that where it is located, there's not a large city center near there that's really, it's not a Walmart nearby or anything like that. But that would allow you to take some of that land and develop your own little grocery store / you could have a whole commercial center to support that very endeavor. So
Sure.
then you could sell that out. I just rent it out to the people that are coming in to start businesses there. But so yes, I guess let me get everybody on the phone because it's 2 minutes.
Yeah. So just my thought process.
Gives you a little bit of,
Yeah, my thought process
Hold on
behind
one
this.
to that. All right, I'm gonna get Kyle and you'll get Rob. Is that cool, Dennis?
Yeah, just so you know, my thought process in this is I'm looking at this as can I buy this with on seller finance or a deep enough discount that I could sell off chunks, pay off back some of my debt and be in this for a lesser amount, right? Recoup some value, and then take that and then put that money back into the property. So I need to buy this on seller finance so I could actually make that work. So the
Right.
pitch is 100% going to be seller finance today. I just got to figure out numbers wise where I would need to be on the exit so I could back up into my entry. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. 100%.
Yeah,
No,
cool.
it does 100%. And they are offering some sort of, seller financing now. So yeah, I said it was. Yeah, no, Dennis, I totally agree with you 100%. Like you said, I mean, if we develop them into 40-acre lots, I mean, I think we can chuck those jokers off and man, just crush it. So if you sell a few of those, you're right back on top of the world, man. Still got the majority share of the place and the majority timberland. And
Yeah.
There have been people, we have had people call on it to see if they would split it up into 40-acre tracts on the wet side where the timber is, just for hunting.
right.
So
Because you
is
do
this-
back up the entire property surrounded by state forest.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, it's completely surrounded by wildlife management district. So,
Sure.
that's all public land that you can hunt on. So, yeah, that's ridiculous.
Okay, so the wet
All that
side,
stuff, so.
the wet side is on the left-hand side, with the 4 plots, or the wet side is the right-hand side.
I want to say it's the left-hand side.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like the left side has the RO Ranch Equestrian Park. The right side has Chapel of the Worlds, all that stuff. I'm just looking at the picture you sent me. It's got the 3
Yes,
lots
sir.
on the right-hand side, the 255, the
So-
351, and the 94.
Yeah, so then it'd be the left-hand side. Yeah, so the west side would be the west side.
West side, west
Yeah,
side.
that's
Okay.
right.
West,
Where all
west.
the timber is.
Okay, sweet. And what's the site index in this area? Do you know, or how much? What kind of timber's out there? Is it like pine? I'm assuming.
It's slash pine. And I mean, I got a timber guy who we could send out there to
Yeah, we definitely
get
need
an
that.
estimate, but I'm sure he could look on, he could look on the maps and just, kind of figure it out. That's all he does is forestry stuff. So,
Yeah, because I'd love to see
so
what I
you
could
could
get.
get a more accurate. And then, you know what? That might be a great question for Kyle as well, because I think they have all that now. So that might be a great question for him. He might already have that information for us.
Sweet. Okay, let me add Robin, and then we'll get Kyle. All right,
Thank you.
hang on.
Thank you. Are you going to wait?
Yo, Rob,
Hey, how's it going?
I'm gonna merge you in.
Okay, cool.
All right, I'm gonna do most of the talking. Just listen in now.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey, Preston, I got Rob with me.
Hey, Preston. Gotcha. All right. Who else here?
All right, I'm here. Dennis is here.
Okay. Okay. Rob here too. Hey, Rob. What's going on? Yeah, Kyle's getting somebody, I think. So.
Cool.
I might have to hop off, Dennis. I'll give you a heads up, or just hop off, whatever.
Yeah, as long as you don't hang up the call, you're good to go.
Okay, cool.
Kyle, you make it back yet?
Hey, Preston, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can. Yes, sir.
Nate,
Right.
are you there?
Hey, all. How you doing? It's Dennis here.
Hey, good. How are you?
Because the easiest thing will be to everybody just introduce themselves, and then we'll go from there. So I'm Preston Miller, I'm real estate agent.
Preston, 1 second. My merge failed. Let me get my guy Nathan real quick.
Surely.
Yeah, no worries.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
control technology. Hold on a second, guys.
Mm-hmm. I hate merge calls. uh I hate merge calls so much.
Okay. Dennis, you there?
Yeah, I think sometimes when Rob's on the line, it drops everything else out.
I'm gonna try to merge over real quick and see if I can.
Okay, we'll just leave Rob out of it. I'll text him.
Okay. Merge calls.
This is like an Android iPhone thing. They fight with each other. Hey.
Dennis, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's like an Android iPhone thing. They fight with each other. I hate this.
That's
whenever,
okay. Hold on one second.
whenever merge fields happen.
What I might need to do is call you and
Yeah.
then merge you.
Okay. Do that if you need. Yeah.
Call you in just a second.
Yep. All right. I think I got you now.
Just not wanting to do it. Okay. It's frustrating. Well, I guess let me just hang up and call everybody and try to do it again.
Okay. I could,
Anytime.
if anything, I could send a call-in link from Zoom or something like that.
Okay, bear with me.
Yep.
Try that one more time.
I'm here. Yeah. Whatever we need to do.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, I don't know if we're actually going to do it here or not, but we can't get everybody logged in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Anytime somebody has like an Android or something like that, it completely throws off everything. So annoying. So I'm sending a dial-in link if they want to dial in. Preston's calling me. Hang on.
Okay.
Hey, Preston, I got you again. Yeah.
But I'm just trying to get Kyle on, so let's see if I can do it that way.
If it doesn't work, I'm sending you a Zoom link. They could just dial in. You could dial in any of the,
Okay, you can just dial in. That's what's
yeah,
up.
You could do that and just dial into any of the numbers. So
Okay.
if it
Alright,
doesn't
bear
work,
with
try one more time. But
Yes, sir.
hold on. It dropped out again. I'm gonna lose my mind. I hate merge calls when there's more than like two people. It's the fucking worst thing. Oh,
Really? If you want, I don't need to be on it.
I know. I already cut you out. You're already gone.
Fuck you, bro.
Yeah, you already cut
Oh,
out.
man.
But if they come on the Zoom, this is fine. We could just do this merge call. The problem is I could get Kyle. We could get Preston. It's like when they add that guy Nathan, it drops everything.
I mean, that is a lot of people on a phone call. I wonder if that, in general, messes it up.
Hey man, try one more time.
Yes, I'm trying this one more time before I do the Zoom thing. 'Cause,
I think it's Nathan because we could get Kyle on here, me, you, and Kyle. We just can't get Nathan on here.
bear with me 1 second.
Yeah, try one more time.
Sam using unapologetic results.
What did he say? He does, but I forget which build he uses. We talked about like Tiffany and Josh, and we talked about sharper processes, all that stuff.
Cool.
So he's got some. He gave me some good insight on that stuff. We'll chat
Good,
about it.
good.
He did say like Josh and Tiffany are the way to go for like your general business stuff. I mean, building your high level business stuff like that.
Yeah.
But for business processes, if you're looking to build a model that's repeatable, and you could like that's basically what Oscar's doing. He's building a white glove model of this business so he could sell his bookkeeping business. Yeah.
Okay.
So
You guys hear me?
hey Preston, what's up?
We've done it. I think we've done it. Kyle, you and Sandy there?
Hey.
Yay! Right. Okay. So good deal again, President. This is Dennis Yusko. He's going to be one of the buyers. He's got some questions, and we've gone over quite a bit, but just want to get some, down to the nitty gritty stuff. So,
Hey Kyle. Hey guys, how you doing today? All right. So I'm excited to talk about this deal. So how'd you guys come across this property, and what were your kind of intentions with it?
Well, that's kind of what we do is buy larger tracts and divide it up into smaller pieces. So it kind of came on a radar from one of the people that we know here, or a couple of people we know here.
Okay. Sorry, it's a little hard to hear you.
Sorry about that. We didn't buy it to keep it. We bought it to divide it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So you kind of do larger tracts, you do subdivisions and all that kind of stuff? Gotcha. Okay. Kind of what we do. Yeah. All right. And then how far did you go through the process with the subdividing and stuff like that?
Well, I think our plan, since it's kind of out of our market area, is to go larger tract. If we did much smaller than that, we would be in it for a long period of time, and we would rather sell it in larger tracts and get back. If someone wanted to buy or divide up one of the tracts that we had sold, they would still have room in there to do that.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. And did you actually do any of the subdividing yet, or was it kind of just a pipeline, a plan, and it just never really hit fruition?
Yeah, do you have the brochure that shows how we divided it up?
I do. It looks like you got 4 plots to the left of 51 and then 3 plots to the right.
Correct.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I think really we'll probably end up selling the west track at one piece. I don't see it. It's just a little bit harder to buy being all
Sure.
I think someone will buy timber and replant it.
Okay. You know what kind of timber's on there now? Have you guys looked at that?
Yeah, we had it cruised, and then we had it cruised after the hurricane. And my timber guy called me and said, "Now is the time to sell it because of the prices of the saw timber and the chip and saw." He said are really high right now.
Mm.
I guess he looks like based on the new numbers he gave us, we probably going to come in somewhere around $1 million. Probably $1 million, between $1.3 million and $1.4 million.
Okay.
But it went up considerably. This is the last, I call it timber prices, but
Yeah.
it was all tried if we ought to cut it. But
Okay. And about how many acres was timber? Is that the 310 or is it?
the west portion is pretty much all in timber. That's 570 acres, and then
Okay.
east part of it is the balance. And that's, if you see the aerial, you can see it's kind of scattered throughout. But what timber's in there is pretty big. It's just not as thick.
Yeah, it's all like softwoods, right? Pines and things like that. Pines, firs.
Well, the cruising includes all the pines and the hardwood.
Okay.
And the cypress.
Oh, and cypress.
Kinda
Okay.
get-
Gotcha. Yeah, because it looks like it's like they're saying it's about $2K an acre right now for timber value. So that usually that value is like around for the softwood. But if it's got some cypress and stuff like that, maybe it's just not full grown.
Well, he said the values of the timber haven't changed except for the saw timber and the chip and saw for the pine. So everything else, I don't think is not in any great demand. He just said chip and saw timber of the pine trees is gone up considerably.
Sure. Yeah, building lumber's gone up like crazy. We've been building a lot of projects, and I'll tell you, it's our square footage went up crazily in the past few years, past 2-3 years. So I could see that.
But this is in the last 2 months. So
Yeah, they know better than us, right? I don't track that stuff that deeply. Yeah. Sure. Okay. All right. So that's a timber side. Now it looks like you guys got the equestrian park kind of thing going. Did you guys set that up? Is it operational? Was it operational?
Well, who actually who built it was the water management district, which kind of strange that the government would get into an equine RV park, but
Yeah.
and that they did it, I guess, about 10 or 12 years ago, and they had to open it. I told me it was successful, but I don't know if they just decided they didn't want to do. The government didn't want to do that anymore, or RV parks have exploded, or the demand for them with COVID, and many people have purchased RVs. But
Yeah. There's a lot. Sorry, go ahead.
32 constructed sites and 30 more that are approved by the county.
Mm-hmm.
And we did a lot of repair work in there, running water lines and making sure that that you could actually call it an RV park. I'm sure there's still some improvements that would need to be made.
Yeah.
Or fine touches, but on the plumbing bills and the electrical bills that we got, it should be in pretty good shape.
Yeah. So you guys put in the septic and all that stuff, right? You got the pads going. It's pretty much ready to go, or it's been there.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, I'm RV park expert, but
Come on, you don't know it all?
well, it appears to be, I'm sure if the water management district built it, they didn't do it on the cheap. So,
Sure. Okay. All right. So now let's talk about the east side of the property. It looks like we got some is there some roadways and some structures on that parcel over there?
yeah, really all we're putting value on is two structures. One's like a cracker style house, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house.
Okay.
Appears to be in pretty good shape. It looks nice when you look at it. And we had air conditioner fixed. But things like that when we took over and followed the hurricane.
Sure.
And then the lodge is really a pretty cool building. It's very open. So
Yeah, I'm looking at the pictures now. It's just a big open
Yeah.
space, right? Like an event space in a way.
yeah, they evidently, I think they even held the prom. Lafayette, Lafayette County is not installs and stuff, but they had quite a few functions. It's in good shape. We went back in. We had to rescreen the porch and we had to the roof up a little bit.
Sure.
It was from the hurricane or what, but we cleaned it all up, so it looks good now.
Yeah, pictures look great. They definitely do. Okay. All right. And then there's a airport and stuff like that on it, right? Am I correct? Or some kind of
Well,
small
there's-
airfield?
Grass airstrip.
Grass
So,
airstrip.
I wouldn't call it, like a really improved type of amenity. But I do know they were using it, and I do know that it's difficult to obtain.
Yeah. So I can't land a 747 on there?
But it does look fairly good level. I mean, you can see by looking at it, it would be something.
Sure, sure. Okay. All right. Now, as far as everything goes, this is a big undertaking, this property. I mean, it's very unique. As you know, it's not something that, your average Joe can kind of take a look at and do anything with. I have a lot of ideas for this type of property and what we could do with it. I just got to kind of really dig in and figure out exactly what we would do with it. I know obviously the subdividing, platting it out would definitely be one option. Another option would be leasing it out to an equestrian operator, things like that. But just haven't really thought it all through. So I do have to do that. Now, as far as the structure of everything goes, have you guys considered seller finance on this?
Well, I think we have to be with a considerable. So would possibility, but it probably wouldn't be the first thing we would look at. I could come up with a half or a third of it. So if you're thinking, $50,000 down, probably not.
I was thinking more like $25 down. That doesn't work. No. No. I'd have to look at that. I know we probably wouldn't be able to come up probably do third of it down or anything like that, but we would be able to come up with some kind of down. I just have to figure out the structure of everything else and then the term length and all that. It wouldn't be it would definitely not be like a 30-year term or anything like that. We'd probably do a balloon at some point, but we would definitely need to get somehow creative on this type of property just because a bank comes in here, they're going to look at this and they're going to say, I have no idea how to even evaluate this. You know, there's not a lot of structures, not a lot of like depreciable assets on it. You know, that's why stuff like this is really, you know, we really need that seller finance portion to make it work. So
That might be difficult.
sure. Okay.
We're not very creative from writing all that piece at the present time.
Yeah. Okay. Now I know there's timber value in it. I know there's all that kind of stuff. So if we were to work something out where, let's say, we take a look at everything, we get valuations done on the timber and all that stuff, and schedule harvest, and then we could schedule payouts based on the harvest and all that stuff, that would cover our down more so than anything else. Does that kind of make sense where I'm going with this? Okay. Okay. Well, where do you really kind of need to be for this to make sense? Let's start with that.
Well, I wouldn't want you to be selling the timber as the down payment. So I don't know why we would do that.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, so if we did do owner financing and somebody went in and cut the timber, then we lose our collateral value too. So
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to work.
Okay. Well, you would lose the collateral value, but you would gain the cash value. That would be the difference between if we were to harvest the timber, right? Because we would harvest, replant. So
We could do that now ourselves.
right. Right, you could, but you also said you don't like holding property. That's why. Long term. All right. Okay. What else do you see happening here? You looking possibly just to sell portions of it first, or you'd rather sell the whole thing one shot?
But we have it divided up, so you have the map.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what you need or.
Yeah. I mean, if we took a look at the map and kind of said, which is the parcel that you think you would like to get rid of first?
Well, I think it would be up to you which parcel you wanted.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay. All right. Now, all right. All right. I'm gonna have to do some research on this because this is a lot to kind of look at. I will say, like, you know, most of our acquisitions on this type of property are gonna be mostly seller finance. That's just how most of our acquisitions work. Because we usually do some improvements, restructure, and then refinance out, right? And that's when we pay out the lenders. A lot of times, the way we structure it works out great for everybody because you guys end up saving a lot on capital gains depending on how long we hold that note for, depending on also what you bought it for and all that stuff. But you know, we won't get into that now. But that does help you out a little bit depending on that structure and how long it's held for. But for us, it helps us kind of get in there, restructure without having to, you know, fight a bank and get all this stuff and get appraisals and all that jazz. So it's up to you. I mean, if we could work out something that makes sense, that's a win-win for both of us, I'd love to explore it. So do you think maybe you guys could kind of come up with an idea of what a seller finance term would look like? And then we could kind of go back and forth and see what makes sense for both of us?
Yeah, I'm not sure we're on the same page, so you might want to keep looking.
Okay. Are we on different pages or different books? Because if we're on different books, then I don't know if I'll get there, but
I think we're on different books.
okay. Okay, that makes sense. All right, well, here's the deal. I'll dig in, I'll see what I could come up with. You know where I stand and kind of what my pitch would be and what we could work out. And if you guys decide that you might be open to seeing something, I could throw together an LOI. You guys could just, you know, stew on it a little bit. And if not, we'll part ways and see if something else comes up a little bit later. All right. Cool.
All right. Well,
I-
thanks for calling.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time and listen to me run on about seller finance. Appreciate you, man. We'll talk soon. You have a good one.
Thanks, guys. Good. I was hoping you would call me, but I was trying to get your number up so I could call you back.
Nah, yeah. So that's just the
The
first call.
broker-
That's the first call.
Yeah.
We just gotta break them in, but
Well, the brochure says what 20% down. Like,
Yeah.
Didn't the brochure say? I'd have
Yeah.
to look it up now, but I thought the whole thing was it said solar.
Swear to God.
I
It does
swear they
say-
said
it says
solar
poten-
financing.
it says potential owner financing available on whatchamacallit on
Yeah.
yeah. So I think he just
Well,
doesn't want to speak for it right now. That's my whole thing.
Yeah, that's probably the mentality that caused this whole thing to get screwed up in the first place. To be honest with you, I
Yeah.
mean, that right there, like, to not even be, like, dude, what do you? I mean, nobody's beating down the door to get this thing because it's like you said, it's a very creative, unique situation that, like, even a bank would be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What are we
Banks
gonna do
can't-
with that, you know?
Banks can't touch it, you know?
You're $1 million.
Yeah. The bank would be like, 1.5. They're like, no. Like, I don't know, man. That's crazy. But I think you just got to come up with, I guess you just come up with an offer, and
Right.
say, hey, listen, dude, we'll give you, I don't know, whatever it is, here's your terms and we'll pay it off in 3 years or 5 years or whatever. And just see what they do. Because maybe if I present it to Kyle can kind of ease it in because neither Kyle nor I spoke much at all, and that, maybe Kyle can loosen Sandy up a little bit with an old fashioned or some shit. Jesus, that's that guy.
I know.
So I don't know.
That's the thing. He thinks he's sitting on a diamond mine, but honestly, he's just sitting on a whole bunch of horse shit because there's nothing you can
my
do with it.
impression is that my true impression from the conversations I've had is that they got in over their head and they just want it gone. They want somebody to come in and be like, hey man, I got $6.5 million. Will you take it? Hell yeah, we will. We're out,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I got. So I think that when you say seller financing, he's like, oh my God, I can't hold on to this land one more day.
Right.
So I don't
Well,
know
what he doesn't seem to realize is he's making more on his interest than he would be if he just sells outright.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like smart business to me at all.
Yeah, so that's the thing. And when I structure my seller
Sorry, you're
finance,
breaking up.
no, you're good. So when I structure my seller finance deals, you hear me or no? Am I breaking up?
That absolutely, but
Hey, you hear me or no? Hello?
I'm gonna call you. I'm just gonna call you right back to reconnect the
Go ahead.
thing. Okay.
Hey, gotcha now.
Whoa, that was weird.
Better?
You there, buddy?
Yeah, you there? Got me or no?
Barely. We're getting.
Barely. Yeah.
That's better, I think.
Okay. I'm in my office. I got full bars and full Wi-Fi, so.
Yeah, we're back. I think we're good.
Okay. So,
It's a weird spot.
yeah, what I was saying was like this type of property, beautiful property, all this stuff, but there's not a lot of like stuff you could do with it unless you get super creative, It's not something
Right.
it's not something we could walk in and say, "Hey, let's put a 1,200 acre subdivision into here and we're going to sell paper lots to a builder." Builders aren't even going to look at this thing because it's not near anything, This is
Right.
like it's a unique property. It's got its things, but it needs got to change. It's got to be structured in a way that makes sense, right? And I just don't think these types of conversations. It's going to take a couple times before they kind of bend.
Yeah, well, you're the expert on that. That's why I leave that to you.
Yeah.
So I think that these guys, the Sandy guy, I think he was in it before it fell apart. Like, I
Okay.
think they became the land management company before it went under. And so I think they got stuck with it. I don't think they came in and acquired it after the fall, right?
Sure.
Like, I think they were part of the conglomerate, right? So you see what I'm saying? And so,
Yeah.
so well, that's why they spent all that money on plumbing and electric and all that stuff, and then realized that, and then it fell apart because of whatever. Which again, if his attitude's any indication, well, okay, now we know why. Because if he's just and not very open to be creative, well, yeah, that's why you guys missed some opportunities.
Yeah.
So I think that I feel like they were involved in this beforehand. So
Right.
that may be part of the gruff, just that they got burned. And now they're just trying to recoup what money they can.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, and what I usually try to do too, like when I structure these deals, it's actually a win-win for them because I build in my interest on the front end. So instead of doing like an APY, like an annual interest rate, I build in interest on the front end by paying a little bit more for the property. And the reason why I do that is one, it just makes it easier for, whatever. So it's basically like a no interest property on my end, but they technically are getting it. But now if let's say I want to pay them off early, I could pay them off. They're still getting their full interest as if as if we held it for 10, 15 years. They just get it on the front end instead.
and I think maybe, structuring the deal, giving it to me, letting me talk to Kyle, breaking down the numbers so that he can kind of explain it because Kyle's way more, about it. When I've spoken to him, it's been a much different attitude than because I've never spoken to Sandy before, and that was a much different, like, what just happened,
Yeah.
kind of feeling. So I think maybe
We just had city meets country and innovative meets not.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that's the divide. So Kyle, even though Kyle's very savvy and he's very investor friendly, he knows exactly what you're talking about. Sandy is on the back end going, I don't sell no basics liquor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's my money? I
Yeah.
need my money. It's not even like he's gonna have to sit him down and go, hey dude, you're gonna make more money if you do it this way.
Right. Right. And not only that, but the taxes you save. Because let's say they bought this property at 3.5, 4 million. Now, if we end up buying it at 6, well, they would have to pay that gain in between. But if we do a seller finance and we held it until they're at the point where they're that inflection point, they wouldn't pay taxes on that whole 2.5 million upside. They'd only pay.
Yeah, I do think they're only in for about the property itself. I mean, when they bought it, I think the sale on that with the land was only about 3.4.
So there you go. Yeah. So if we bought it at 6, their upside's 2.5. Right.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure they have some write-offs and all that jazz, but that's still 2.5 gain. That 2.5 gain, if we bought it cash, they're going to lose $1 million right off the bat.
Right.
So
yes, exactly.
So right then and there, if we did seller finance,
it is what it is, I guess, with these people. So
yeah, hey, it's not for everybody. Honestly, I talk to a lot of people. I pitch this a lot, and they're always like, it's hit or miss who it works with, But I'm.
The forest for the trees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
literally,
Yeah, and a man, they always say like a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. He's that type of guy. You're not going to convince him to change his mind. He needs to be,
Right.
he needs to come up with the idea himself. So planting seeds, like just calling and touching base and saying, hey, this, that, and the other, he'll eventually come up with an idea that he likes himself. And then he'll pitch it to me and then I'll just kind of change it. So, but my goal would be this, is I would basically take the properties, I would chop it up, keep like 100 acres with a house or something like that, or the equestrian part, and probably sell everything else as like a 40 acre, like you guys are saying, maybe even like a 20 or 10s, or even do, some kind of land lease, something like that, just to recoup money. But, yeah.
Right.
Cool. We'll keep hacking away at it. I mean, it's been on the market for a while. It ain't going to go nowhere. And if it does, then more power to them, right?
Exactly. But cool beans. Well, Dennis, I will talk to you later, and I'll talk to Kyle probably a little bit here later and just kind of get a feel for him. And I'll let you know what he says.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're ready for an LOI yet because I think they'll just throw it in the garbage. But I do think they're. If you talk to Kyle, just kind of plant the seeds a little bit more, and I'll keep digging on this. I'll see what I can come up with. I do have a good idea about this property. I'm not exactly sure how I want to implement it though. So
Roger
yeah, awesome. Yeah, I love it. It'd
that.
be a cool one to get.
We'll talk to you later, my man.
Appreciate it. Thanks, man. Talk soon.
See you.
Later. Sweet. Well, that was that. So see what happens with that property. If we end up getting something across the table, it could be a pretty sweet property. We'll end up keeping this large house structure with some equestrian parts and everything like that. And the rest of it, we just cut out, sell, and all that jazz. So thanks for hanging out, y'all.